The internet is going crazy over the SomniPods 3. After all, they're promising a wild 42 decibels of noise cancellation and sleep tracking so detailed it knows what position you're sleeping in, all crammed into this impossibly small design. But let's be real, we've all been burnt by over-marketed gadgets. Is this just a bunch of hype? Or could these tiny earbuds actually be the answer to getting a good night's sleep? Welcome to BeezWorld. I've been fighting a losing battle with noise for years. You know the drill. Your partner's snout keeping you up at night. So today, we're going to unbox the SomniPods 3, put them through some real-world tests, and find out if they can finally shut that noise and live up to the hype. Alright, let's get into it. Straight away, the packaging feels premium. Inside the box, you get the SomniPods 3 in a sandy dust colour, which looks nice. You also get the charging case, which has a really slick puck-shaped design that fits perfectly in my palm. It opens up like a pocket mirror, which is a nice touch for something that's likely going to sit on your bedside table. Inside, we have the earbuds themselves, and whoa, they are tiny. We'll get into the fit in a minute, but my first impression is just how ridiculously small and light they are. Now, for the accessories. This is where it gets a little wild, in a good way. They've included a massive number of fitting options. A quick word of warning, these little pieces are tiny, so you'll want to be careful not to lose them while you're dialing in your perfect fit. You also get the USB-C charging cable, and that's pretty much it. A very clean, focused unboxing experience. You can dial in your perfect fit of the SomniPods 3 by replacing the ear tips and the ear wings to achieve a more comfortable, secure feel. To replace, all you have to do is gently pull off the current silicone ear tip and remove the rubber ear wing from the earbud body. Then you select your new size and you pretty much just slide it on. It's crazy how much is crammed into these small buds. You get Bluetooth 5.4, 48 hours of playback, and a 10-band EQ in the app for balanced, high-quality audio. With sleep earbuds, comfort isn't just a nice to have, it's everything. If you can't wear them all night, what's the point? The SomniPods 3 use this twist and lock system that feels way more secure than I expected. But the real test, and the one that really matters to me, what's it like if you're a side sleeper? This is where that ultra-thin design is supposed to be the hero. They measure just under 9.9mm thick and have these curved edges specifically designed to not feel like a rock is being jammed into your ear. Which brings me on to my next point. Have you seen how the SomniPods 3 look in the ear compared to the Galaxy Buds Pro 3? It's literally night and day. I spent several nights with these, and I've got to say, the claim really holds up. For the first time with any earbud I've tried, I could comfortably press my ear into the pillow without that painful, grinding pressure. Unlike trying to sleep with my Galaxy Buds Pro 3 or the Soundpeats Air5 Pros, you're still aware something is there. They don't vanish completely, but the pressure is basically gone. This is a huge, huge win, and what really sets them apart from a lot of buds. Okay, let's talk about that headline feature, 42 decibels of noise cancellation. That's a pretty huge claim. To give you some perspective, that should be enough to turn the low rumble of the city or the drone of an airplane into a faint whisper. The SomniPods 3 do this with a hybrid active noise cancellation system. Basically, it uses mics on the outside and the inside of the earbud, plus the passive seal from the tips to attack noise from every angle. It even has this feature called adaptive leak compensation, which adjusts the ANC on the fly if you move in your sleep and break the seal a little. That sounds pretty smart to me, but does it actually work? I put it up against my arch nemesis, my snoring partner. I found it to be pretty good, though it won't magically delete those sharp sounds, like a dog barking right outside your window, for example. So far, the comfort and noise cancellation are living up to the hype. That 42 decibel claim feels very real. It creates a little bubble of silence that's pretty hard to argue with. If you're finding this helpful, do me a quick favor and hit that like button, and also consider subscribing to my channel. Beyond just blocking noise, the SomniPods 3 wants to be a miniature sleep lab for your ears. They have a built-in 3-axis sensor that automatically starts tracking your sleep the second you lie down. You don't have to press a button or tell the app you're going to bed. It just figures it out. The next morning, the Fitnexa app gives you a full breakdown. We're talking sleep stages, light, deep, REM, how long you slept, and even which positions you were in during the night. Fitnexa claims it has an 85% accuracy, which again is a very bold claim. I'm liking you, Fitnexa. You get a sleep score each day that gives you a quick snapshot of how you rested. But the real secret weapon is the AI sleep coach. Based on your data, how long it takes you to fall asleep, how much you toss and turn, and even stuff you can log manually like diet and exercise. It gives you personalized tips to improve your sleep. But here's the catch. This AI sleep coach feature requires a subscription after the 3-month trial runs out. So that's a long-term cost you have to think about. But don't worry, you can use the SomniPods 3 without subscribing. The subscription model just gives you access to the AI coach. You still get all the core sleep data. If you can live without the coach and you can coach yourself, brilliant. Whilst blocking noise is great, sometimes you want to replace it. Maybe something a little soothing. White noise, for example. The SomniPods have 3 built-in sounds, which means you can play them without connecting your phone. I like that. If you want access to calming sounds, meditation, white noise, the Fitnexa app has all of that at your fingertips. One of my favorite features of the SomniPods 3 is the private alarm function. This means no more blaring alarms, annoying your partner, annoying your friend, your family members. So what about listening to music with the SomniPods 3? My first impressions out of the box. They have a well-balanced, warm sound with good bass levels.
I got a secret, and I'm keeping it just to myself. But when you find out, secret, and I'm keeping it just.
I'm a 3-headed dog called Cerberus.
Put your money where your mouth is, put your money crowd is. Baby, put your hands up, we in the sun and London. See us in the papers, we all look so charming. It's a no-brainer, we already running. Make a lot of noise, make a lot of noise. The girls make the boys go crazy, and the girls make the boys go crazy.
To get even more out of these buds, I highly recommend checking out the more advanced settings that enables high-res audio, which drastically improves the soundstage. The only downside, you have to enable it every single time you turn these buds on. If you're an audiophile, I recommend switching modes. Bearing in mind, battery drainage increases. To control music, you can use touch gestures which are fully customizable within the Fitnexa app, which I really like. I also noticed during workout sessions that they didn't really move in my ear, not nearly as much as my Galaxy Buds Pro 3, which I'm a fan of. The only killer feature missing here is voice-activated music. If these had that, I'd likely ditch my buds altogether. When it comes to battery life, in sleep mode with Bluetooth turned off, you can get up to 12 hours on one charge, and if you're streaming with ANC enabled, that number drops to a still very respectable 6.5 hours. The charging case itself gives you a total of about 48 hours, and a quick 10-minute charge gets you a pretty decent, roughly hour and a half of use. It supports both USB and wireless charging, which is nice to see. The SomniPods 3 come in at $189, and in pounds, let's round it off to $140. Would I recommend buying these? Yes, though they're not going to be for everyone. Let's break it down. On the Pro side, the side sleeper comfort is the best I've ever tried. The ultra-thin design is a huge selling point. The 42 decibels of noise cancellation, seriously effective, especially against those low frequency sounds. The automatic sleep tracking is detailed and effortless. Every now and then, offering up some genuinely useful information. The sheer amount of fit combinations, meaning these are going to fit snugly in most people's ears. For the right person, these aren't hype at all. They're a solution. If you're a side sleeper like me, if your apartment is noisy, if you travel a lot, if you live with a snoring partner, maybe you snore yourself and you wake yourself up with your own snout. The investment could absolutely be worth it for the quiet it brings. If you're on a tight budget, or if you're looking for one single pair of earbuds to do everything, gym, office and bed, these probably aren't for you. If you want to check out the SomniPods 3 for yourself, I've dropped a link in the description below. What are the biggest things keeping you up at night? Let me know in the comments below. And as always,